All right, today we're going to look past all the market noise, all the social media chatter, and break down a pretty fascinating theory. A theory about a hidden financial blueprint that's quietly being built right under our noses. And this isn't just another crypto story, okay? This is about a potential rewiring of the entire global financial system. So let's pull back that curtain and see what might really be going on.
So here's the big question, right? The one that's been hanging in the air forever. Are the old guards of finance and this new world of crypto really heading for a collision, or is it all just hype? Well, today we're going to explore a very specific claim that says, oh yeah, they're converging, but not in the way you think. They're integrating in a way that could change how literally trillions of dollars move around the planet.
You know, for the longest time, the common wisdom was exactly this. There's no real link between crypto and the big banks. It was a nice, simple story. But according to the source material we're looking at, that nice little story, it's completely falling apart. And the proof isn't some flashy press release, it's in the digital plumbing being laid down as we speak.
Okay, so to really wrap your head around this theory, you first have to meet the key players on the board. Think of them as four separate, super powerful entities that, if you follow the logic here, are becoming interconnected parts of a much, much bigger machine.
First up, the 800-pound gorilla, BlackRock. We're talking about the world's largest asset manager. Now, these guys don't chase hype. They don't speculate, they build. And they do it methodically and with purpose. So when they get into asset tokenization, which is just a fancy way of creating digital versions of real assets, with their Boodle fund, you better believe it's a calculated, strategic move.
Then we've got Ripple. And I know, a lot of people just focus on the price of XRP, but that's missing the point. Ripple's real mission has always been building serious, institutional-grade plumbing for payments and settlement, all while quietly collecting a massive pile of regulatory licenses from all over the world.
Our third player is Wormhole, and this piece is absolutely critical. Think of it as the bridge technology. It's an interoperability platform, which basically means it builds the digital highways that let money and data travel safely between different blockchains that would otherwise be totally isolated from each other. And finally, we have Securitize. These guys are the compliance gatekeepers. They're the ones who make sure that when you take a real-world asset, like, say, a treasury bond, and turn it into a digital token, it's all done by the book. It's done in a way that keeps the regulators happy. And for a company like BlackRock, that is absolutely non-negotiable.
So now that we know who's on the field, let's look at the first major connection point. And again, this isn't about some press release. This is about the shared technology. It's all about the digital pipes.
So why is Wormhole so important for these huge institutions? It all comes down to their NAT standard. See, instead of creating a wrapped token, which is kind of like a photocopy of the real asset, this tech moves the native token itself, the original. That means all the security features, all the compliance rules, they travel right along with it. For big money, that's not a nice to have, it's a must-have.
And here it is. This is where we see the first undeniable link. You've got BlackRock's tokenized fund over here and Ripple's new institutional stablecoin over there. Two completely different projects from two different worlds, and what do they have in common? They are both plugging into the exact same central hub, the Wormhole NFT standard. They are literally using the same set of digital pipes.
And the point here is that this is not a coincidence. In the world of high finance, you don't just accidentally end up using the same critical infrastructure. This is a sign of a deliberate, strategic plan put into motion quietly, thoughtfully, and with a very specific goal in mind, long before anyone in the public ever hears about it.
Okay, so the tech lines up, but that's only one piece of the puzzle. For institutions, the rules of the game are everything. So let's move to the next layer and see how compliance and some very smart strategic positioning fit into all this.
This number pretty much says it all, doesn't it? 70 plus. That's how many licenses Ripple has been quietly stacking up all around the globe while everyone else was busy chasing the next meme coin. This is not a company trying to tear down the old system. No, they're building the on-ramps to it.
And this is where the plot really thickens. Just follow the timeline here. First,
We know BlackRock uses Securitize. Check. Then, Securitize and Ripple announced they're working together. Okay, interesting. But then comes the real bombshell. The move that changes the whole game. It turns out Ripple isn't just a partner of Securitize, they're a strategic investor.
Now, you might be thinking, partnership, investment, what's the difference? Well, it's a huge difference. A partnership can be a simple marketing deal, something temporary. But an investment means you've bought a piece of the company. It signals deep, long-term alignment. It means you have a seat at the table, helping to build the future together.
All right, so we've got all the pieces on the board now. We've got the shared technology, we've got the intense focus on compliance, and we have this key strategic investment. So let's put it all together and see what the full picture actually looks like. What we get is a complete end-to-end system.
I love this because it perfectly shows the two parallel universes that are going on. On one side, you've got the loud, noisy world of retail, all about price debates, social media memes, and flashy partnership announcements. But on the other side, in the quiet, you have the methodical construction of the institutional plumbing, infrastructure, compliance, and deep strategic integration.
And here it is. This is the whole system in action, the alleged institutional loop. Let's just walk through it. Step 1. BlackRock creates a tokenized asset with the help of Securitize. Step 2. That asset needs to move, right? That's where Wormhole comes in, acting as that bridge. Step 3. Wormhole is now officially integrated with the XRP ledger, a blockchain built for one thing: fast, cheap settlement. And that leads us right to the final step. The value settles on the XRP ledger. It's a perfect closed loop.
So at the end of the day, the big takeaway here is that this isn't about some single partnership or one splashy headline. No, this is about a grand design finally coming together. It's about building the financial pipes, the plumbing that's needed to move trillions of dollars in institutional money. Because that, my friends, is what makes the world go round, not hype.
And so that leaves us with this one final, really powerful question. If this theory is right, if this financial plumbing has actually been built, quietly connecting the world's biggest asset manager with this very specific crypto infrastructure, what in the world flows through those pipes next?